we started learning about Bootstrap components. So in Bootstrap components, yesterday we learned about one component. So that component is what? Alerts. Have you tried this? Everyone practicing this? All these components are you practicing? Huh? So these components are responsible for designing good interface. So any web development requires knowledge of these components. What we learned up to previous class is different types of classes. And now we are learning some interactions also. Last session we discussed about alerts. So we learned about the component alerts. What is the purpose of alert is? It is used for displaying a message box in page which you can dynamically control. Dynamically control means we can open and close. So we learned this one. We used an alert. Actually, alert will display like this. These are message boxes. We got this complete appearance just by using some class and functionality also. When user clicks on this button, close, it is going to close that alert. When user clicks on the OK, it is going to close. These message boxes are embedded. Embedded means they are part of page. They are integrated into the page and they are a part of page. We have another one. What we are having is we have model. Same like alert, you are having models. Now, what is difference between model and alert is alerts are embedded in page. That means they are a part of content in page. But models are like pop-up. That means actually model can pop up with the content in the background. It can pop up with content in the background. So alert, model, similar concepts, but alert is embedded and model is what? Pop-up. How this model works, I will show you. Actually, it is a dialog that you can control dynamically. It is a dialog which you can control dynamically. So how these models are created? Let's see. For that, you have to use some classes. What are the classes required for designing this model? We have classes model. Model have header, model body, model footer, model dialog, model content. We have model dialog centered. We have model dialog scrollable. And we have model full screen. These are all the classes used for model. To design a model, we need all these. And we have a fade. This fade is used for animation. Fade is used for an animation. It is not only here, we use in various places. So these are all the classes. How to use these classes, I will show you. Actually, a pop-up means a dialog box comes like this. So this is called as model. We call this as a model. Inside the model, we have to design a dialog. Inside the model, we have to create a dialog. So usually the dialog we have to create inside model. And inside the dialog, we used to have, we have content. Inside dialog, there will be content. That is called model content. And content have three sections. It have header section, it have body section, and it have footer section. That is the design actually. Model have lot of hierarchies inside. So the main is model. Inside model, you can't keep anything directly. First, you have to design a model dialog. Inside dialog, you have to design a content. Inside content, you will have three sections. We have the header, the body, and the footer. And how to keep the dialog center screen or scrollable or full screen, that you can control by using attributes like this. By using those attributes, you can control them. So another important, you learned in HTML. In HTML, you have a element called dialog. You learned HTML semantics. You have a dialog. You know this dialog will not display automatically. Dialog is hidden in state. By default, dialog is hidden. It is not shown. To open this dialog and display, we use an attribute called open actually. By using that attribute, you can show. So if you design a dialog in a page, it will never show by default. You have to manually open it. So in HTML, you learn that. The same mechanism works here. Actually, see, I will go here. I will create a new page. So model.html. And as I told you, for every HTML page, in order to use Bootstrap, make sure that you linked all the 4 files. All the 4 files you have to link. This is container fluid. That means 2 CSS files and 2 JavaScript files. Okay. I will show you here. We will have a button. Yesterday we learned button classes, BTN primary. We will give login. And this is margin top. Okay. You see there is a button here. Let's run this and see. This is the button we are having. So it's just a login button is there. When user clicks on login button, a login screen should come. A login pop-up should display. Login, register, anything you can design. So then what you can do is, below this button, we will put a container div. This will be using class model. This is using model. So this model I used all A actually. This model is different. Yeah. It's not model. This is actually data that is related to data models. Model is this. Usually, now see, model in a page, there can be several models. One for login, one for register, one for some details of any product or advertisement. Then every model needs an ID, a unique reference ID. For this, we will give an ID called as what? Login. Now let's design the order. In model, what we have? In model, first, we are having a dialog. We have to put a class called what? Model dialog. After dialog, inside the dialog, we need a class called as what? Model content. Inside the content, three sections will be there: header, body, footer. So we will put here model header, and another section we will have model body and body, and another section we are having model footer. We have three sections. In header, I will keep a heading as user login. In the header, we will keep a class BI, some person fill. We add some icon. In the header, we will put a button, class BTN and BTN close. In the body, I will create a data list, data term, username. Data definition input type is what? Text. Another data term, we have password. Data definition input type is password. And text have a class called form control. Yesterday we learned some classes for text boxes and all. We have class called what? Form control. And in the footer, I am having button. One is login and another button cancel. In that button, we have BTN primary, and this button, I have BTN and BTN some danger. Now, this is a model, but you will not see any model on the screen. We designed a model, but it is not displayed on the screen. Because model is a dialog, dialogues are usually hidden. Now we need to open this model when user clicks the button. That means now it needs some attributes. It needs attributes. Yesterday we saw one attribute. What is that attribute? Data BS dismiss. Dismiss is used for close. If you want to close any component, we have an attribute. What is the attribute we are having is data BS dismiss. Data BS dismiss. This attribute is to close component on click. We have data BS target and data BS toggle. We have these two important attributes. Data BS target refers to the ID of element, and toggle, it refers to click event for element. So that means you have to define component to function on click. Which component to function on click? That you have to define with data BS toggle. Which ID component it should function? That is referred by using data BS target. Let's see this. I will show you with example so that it is easy to understand here. So we have three important attributes: dismiss, target, and toggle. Actually, we have a model in the page. Now, when this model should open, You see, this is a model. This model should open when user clicks this button. For this button, we need a click event. On that click event, which component should work? Model. That you have to define by using data BS, data BS toggle. Toggle is equal to which component have to toggle. Toggle means, toggle means once click on, again click off. You have toggle buttons. That means when user clicks once, it is on, again clicks, it is off. It is asking which component to toggle. Which component to toggle? Our component is what? Model. But in a page, there can be several models. Which model? What is our model ID? Model ID is what? Login. So which model that we have to define? Data BS target. Target indicates which one? Data BS toggle indicates which component. And there may be several components like that. In that component, which ID? ID, how to access IDs? By using hash. You learned ID selectors, na? CSS. CSS ID selectors, class selector, type selector. ID is defined with hash. Hash, what is the ID? Login. And see, interestingly now, when I click on this login, it will pop up like this. This is a model. What is difference between our previous alert and model? Alert is embedded in the page, but this is a pop-up. Colors, effects, your wish. You learned BG, text. These are all divs, na? Header is a div, footer is a div. You can put any color you want. And see here, on click, it is not closing because we haven't written any logic for that. On cancel also, we can make it close. How do we write? As of now, backdrop close will work. That means you click outside, it will close. You click on it, it will open. And when it opens, it is not having animation. It's just blink. You can do one thing. You can put an effect called, where is the class model? We can put an effect called fade. If we put fade with model, then usually when I click login, it will slowly open. And when I click, it will slowly close. You want to close on button. Which button click? Close button. On close button click, it should close the model. So how to close? Data BS what? Dismiss is equal to what? Model. Similarly, on cancel click also it should close. Then here we can use data BS dismiss. Dismiss what? Model. Automatically now see when I click on this, it opens. I click on login, nothing working. I click on cancel, it is closing. I click on close button, it is closing. In a page, you can have any number of such models. Suppose I will show here another one. I am creating another button. I am creating another button. I will say as suppose fashion. And a class BTN primary and margin top 2. I will give BTN some success. Okay. Now you have another one, fashion. Now what I will do here is this is actually one div. This is one div we are having. So I will put HTML comment here. This is login model. Okay, after this login model or before this login model, anywhere you can write. So I will put here another one, another div. This is for details model. Details model. Okay. How do we add? Class is what? Model. With what? Fade. the ID for this as what? Details. One is login, another one is details. And what is the order? First in model, you have to create a model dialog. Inside the model dialog, you have to create a model content. Inside the content, we can have a header, model header. In the header, I will give as some women fashion, something. And below this, I will keep a another one. This is model what? Body. It is not necessary to put all of them. Your wish. You can keep only header, only body, anything. Here I am using image. Image source, I have public. So I have images. In images, some woman fashion JPG. I am using width and height. I have some image here. And this should be closable. We will put a button. Class BTN and BTN close. And for close button, what we do? Database dismiss. Dismiss what? Model. And you see now, when this model should open, when user clicks this button. So we will go here. We will add database what? Toggle. It should toggle what? Model. But this time, database target. Which model? So hash target. Target is a hash. What it is? Details. IDs are case sensitive. Capitalization, everything matters. You have to correctly refer them. Huh? On now, see now, and I click fashion, it will open that here. I just kept only header and this. I click on login, it will open this here. So these are called as what? Models. I click fashion, then it will display like this. This is basically done by using models. And I want this fashion model center screen. If I want center screen, this details model dialog is there. See, this model dialog, here you can add model dialog centered. If you add model dialog centered and when you click it, login will open top, right? But when you click on fashion, it will open center screen. You can make it full screen also. That means if you want to make it full screen, then we have to just use model have a full screen. Model full screen. When I click, it will open full screen. And the cross button will be at the right side corner and close and you have that full screen. This is full screen. And there is another option. Suppose you have a login. Usually in login, suppose it is register or something, lot of fields are present. If so many fields are present, when I click login, it will go outside screen. Then scrolling scroll bar in page is difficult. So what you can do is, if such lengthy forms you are creating, then you put here model dialog scrollable. Model dialog scrollable you can keep. When you keep model dialog scrollable and you can see that it is going to display like this and you can scroll the content. You don't need to scroll the page. It will scroll only the model. If there are many contents, you can put like this. You can display paragraphs, images, advertisements, anything you can keep inside the model. So what are the three important attributes? Dismiss for close. Database toggle indicates which component to open. In that, which ID to open. ID is referred with an target. So I will give a syntax for these attributes only. Button usually have database toggle. This is model. And database target is hash some login like this. Just roughly I am defining. This is models. Alerts are different, models are different. So I will copy this entire example for you. You have these examples now. You are following the class note drive link, right? So these all examples I am uploading as these, right? At the end, I will share one document also, complete document. You can get all examples. So let me paste this. This is the example. So you have learned two important components. One is alerts, another one models. Okay, right. Let's continue. So the model and the alerts are the pop-ups that we created using Bootstrap. Now, in the latest version, you have another similar to that, that is very recently introduced. They introduced a concept of off canvas. Off canvas is another component recently added into Bootstrap. It's very recently added into Bootstrap. Currently, which version of Bootstrap we are learning? 5. We are dealing with Bootstrap 5. And in Bootstrap 5, several new concepts came. As I told you, companies may be still using 4. But in 5, again, several releases are there. In very recent release, they have this off canvas. What is this off canvas? How this works is actually off canvas, it is similar to a model, but provides a dialogue, but provides a dialogue that that can span in any orientation. It is similar to a model, but provides a dialogue that can span into any orientation. So it is good for designing. It is good for designing nav bars. It is good for designing the nav bars. Navigation bars like you can create by using off canvas. For example, how this works, we will see. See, this is a model option we are having. I will create another page and off canvas dot html. All the CSS part is same here. I'm adding a button, class btn, and btn some primary bi justify margin of 4. Actually, the button looks like this. So that is a button. We have just one button with some justified like alignment. Now, when I click the button, a navigation bar like should come. So it's a model only. Usually model pops up in center, but they have designed a new model which can pop up in different orientation. Below this button, you have to put a container, or usually we keep as nav. Nav is for navigation. This nav will have a class off canvas. Off canvas, and it have an ID. ID as navbar something. Now, and this have a tab index as -1. Tab index means by default it is not active. By default active means it will start with 0. Tab index, because it's not a dialog. Dialogues are by default inactive. They don't display. But this off canvas by default display, then to make it inactive, we have to keep tab index as what? -1. That means tab index -1 means don't open at all. Okay. Now in this off canvas, we have a div. This have a off canvas header. We have a off canvas header. Actually, off canvas can be defined with what? Content and all. We have an off canvas header. Okay. This off canvas header is having a heading like suppose the Amazon something. Then below that we have a off canvas body. Off canvas have a body. In this off canvas body, temporarily I'm keeping an ordered list item, electronics. Generally, people design nav bars and or electronics, footwear, fashion like this. These are the options. Now, usually off canvas needs a direction. We have off canvas as start. Start means left, end means right. We have top, bottom also. Now, when this off canvas should open, this off canvas should open when user clicks the button. For button, we have to use data BS what toggle. Toggle should be off canvas. Data BS target. Data BS target is which off canvas its ID. Its ID is what? Navbar. Actually, this header will have a button class BTN and BTN close. What it should do? Data BS dismiss. Dismiss which one? Off canvas. It should dismiss the off canvas. That means when I click on this button, a off canvas comes like this. This is like a nav bar. This is a nav bar. In several websites, you see such nav bars. You can put in any direction. I given start, we can give off canvas end. If I give off canvas end, it will come right side. It is going to display right side. This is off canvas. It was not there in Bootstrap. Recently, they added this. And we have off canvas top. That means it will come in this way, depending on how you are designing your toolbars. You have off canvas bottom. So that means it can come bottom. Off canvas bottom will display bottom like this. So usually we see majority of start. That is off canvas start. This is off canvas start. You see this in Amazon, na? So you have Amazon website. In Amazon website, when you click this button, it will open an off canvas only. That is an off canvas. Header, colors, effects, your wish. That means what you put inside them, that your wish, right? For example, this off canvas header, what we are doing, we are giving BG dark, text white, like combination I am adding. And you see now it will come like this. This color I should change for this button, that will be better. For close button, we can use BTN light, anything, then it will come. That means we will just give BG as what? Some warning. So, and you see it comes in this way. This is depending on how you want to design. So what are the important options? What are the classes we are having? One is off canvas. Off canvas start. Off canvas end. Off canvas top. Off canvas bottom. Off canvas header. Off canvas body. Off canvas footer. Like this we can have. These are all the classes. What attributes we use? Attributes are same. And one more important here is it requires tab index. So in the attributes, we need to define one attribute is tab index. Tab index. So it should set to -1. We have data BS dismiss. We have data BS target. And we have data BS toggle. All these are same. So we have three types of alerts on screen in Bootstrap. We have an alert, we have a modal, and we have an off canvas. So mostly for designing toolbars, navigation bars like that, we use this off canvas. So I will keep this example for you. This is an example. Let's copy. That is the example we are having. That is an off canvas example. So three options you have seen: alerts, modals, and off canvas. What is difference? Alert is embedded, modals are pop-ups, but modals will be center screen, full screen. If you want in one orientation like left or right or top bottom, then you can use what? Off canvas. These are important. Next, in the Bootstrap components, as I told you, so many components will be there. Next, important in the components, we have a carousel. Carousel. This is very popular in websites. Actually, carousel, it is used to design sliding and fading content in page. Sliding and fading content in page. So you can create sliding and fading content in page. It can be controlled. It can be controlled manually or with auto timing. Carousels can be controlled manually or with auto timing. So we can set timers, timer intervals. Based on that, they can be controlled. Now, let's see how this works, how this carousel works. Here, there are so many points. Level by level, we have to understand. First important is, first we will discuss basic carousel classes. Basic carousel classes, we have carousel inner, and we have carousel item. These are three simple classes: carousel inner, and carousel item. These are the three important classes. Now, here in my project, actually, I copied some pictures. In the images, we have some images. I copied some images. You see, there is a slide 1 image. This is an image. We have slide 2 image. We have slide 3 image. We captured these from the Amazon banner. From Amazon banner, I copied 3 images. Okay. Slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. Now let's add here. First, into this, I will add a file carousel.html. Okay. Let's design a carousel and see how it works. First thing, we are creating a div. In this, we are applying a class carousel. There can be several carousels. We will give an ID as banners. Banners is the carousel ID. Because in page, there can be so many carousels we are giving. Carousel have carousel inner. So it will have a class carousel inner. Inside carousel inner, we have items. You see the website like Amazon. In this Amazon, you see this is first item. This is second item. This is third item, fourth item, like that. Every slide is an item, right? Now you want like that. That means now in the inner, we have three items: class, carousel, item. Carousel item. Like this, how many items we need? Three. One item, second item, third. What should be in every item? First item, I want an image source as it is in images slide1.jpg. Class W100. W100 is width 100. And I will give this as D block. D block is what? Display block. So that any content you kept beside it will come below. That means text and all. Why we use this? Because we write some copyrights and all. We put small text below them. That's not necessary every time. Like this, I will copy three images, slide 2 and slide 3. We have three images. So slide 3. Okay. Now important is we have a carousel with three items. How to design? By using carousel inner and carousel items. Three items are there, but you cannot see any item on screen. Currently it is empty. Why it is empty? Because here some key points you need to understand. First point is make sure that one carousel item is active. That is compulsory. Make sure that one carousel item is active. How many items we designed? Three. One should be active. That means class, carousel item. We have to use active. You should not give all active. If you give all active, it will work for last one and it will have problem later. So you want make sure any one item is active. Currently, you can see here, this is carousel page and there is no carousel banner at all. We have three items. I will give first item as active. When I put first item as active, the first slide will come. That is the first slide. That's it. It's not moving. That means it's not animating. So that means we have one slide. Which one active? That will display. Suppose I keep the second one active. Then you see the second one will be shown. That means it starts with which one? Second. We want first one only active. Then we will keep the first as what? Active. This is the first basic. And next one is automatically there is no animation. That means we don't have any animation. So next point. So carousel will not have any default animation. To start animation, it will not have any default animation. To start animation, you have to define the attribute. We have to define the attribute called data BS ride is equal to carousel. Data BS ride equal to carousel. You have to give an attribute called data BS ride. Carousel will not have any animation. Just three slides are there, one slide is coming. They don't have any animation. If you want animation, then what you have to do, we have to use an attribute data BS, right? So see now, you see the first one is as is, it's not changing at all. Then what we will do is, we will go to the carousel. Here we have to add an attribute. What it is? Data BS ride. Data BS ride. Which one? carousel. Now see here, I am opening this page. You see the images will be changing. The images are changing, but not satisfying. Images are changing, but they are flickering. That is not good animation. They should show like continuous moving. They are like flickering, blink. That's not good animation. To give that animation, actually, so carousel have will not have a smooth animation. To define animation, you have to apply the classes. You can apply two classes, slide, or you can apply carousel fade. Carousel don't have smooth animation. To give smooth animation, you have to apply slide or carousel fade. Two types of animation effects will be there. You can apply them. So you see here, currently carousel is there, but animation, as I told you, it is not smooth in animation. It is not smooth. So we will do one thing. Go to the carousel, and in the carousel, here we will keep it as slide. Carousel will have an effect called slide. Just like for model, we given fade. Now when I give slide, now see here. Now carousel will look good. It is having a good animation. So refresh. You can see it have a smooth animation. This time it is not blinking. It is not blinking. It have a smooth animation. You want to keep everything uniform, then better what you do is for all images, keep a common height. Suppose 250 is the height, because generally when you copy, make sure that all images are similar type of images with same height and width, right? Now you can see that these are moving like this. And we have a smooth animation now. Slide is the animation. Instead of slide, so you can give one more here. Instead of slide, we can give carousel fade. Carousel fade, I will give this size looks more. 200 is fine now. Okay. And you can see carousel fade means fade effect will be like this. This is the first slide, then fade. It is not sliding. It is fading the images. Fading the images. You can have two types of effects, either slide or fade. So I'm just giving here slide. Okay, let's say slide. Okay, this is the basic carousel first. In many websites, they use carousel just like this. That means they will put some advertisements, they will be scrolling automatically. Now, this is one level. But some people in their website want the user to watch the previous, to watch the next. That means carousels need the navigation buttons like previous button, next button. So this is basic carousel. I will copy this code. So I am copying the code here and I am keeping that here. This is up to basic carousel first. Basic carousel because some people use directly like this, right? Now we have another one. In carousel, what you can do is we can put carousel controls. Carousel controls. This is not mandatory. If necessary, you can keep it. Carousel controls advantage is you can add controls if you want. so that you can control previous, next, you can control. For that, we have classes, carousel, control, previous. So we have a carousel control next, carousel control next. We have the carousel control previous and next. We have carousel control pre icon. And we have carousel control next icon. We have the previous icons and next icons. These controls require some attributes. The attributes you need: data BS slide, slide prev, and data BS slide next, and data BS target. Target is the ID of carousel. Carousel ID you have to mention. Data BS target. These are the attributes you need to define. Carousel controls, carousel control previous, carousel control next, carousel control previous icon, carousel control next icon. So this is not every time used, only when they want, they can apply this. Let's see now. These carousels don't have a control now. We want to put controls. Let's go into the design. In the design, we are adding. In the design, after you finish this inner, which have 3 items, here we will put a button. This button will have a class, carousel, carousel control. This is what? Previous. And this previous requires an icon. Huh? We will put a span. We have carousel, carousel control pre icon. That is previous icon. We need another button. What is it? We have a class, carousel, carousel control next. And we have carousel control next icon. Previous icon, next icon. I'm using these two options there. When I put these two buttons, automatically you can see that in the carousel, there are buttons like this. So we have a next button and we have a previous button. But actually, the background images may not allow the button to dominate sometime, because background images are very darker. Then what you can do is, for that they have given one option. If the controls are darker, you can do one thing. If the controls are darker, you can apply a new concept you have. Data BS theme is equal to dark. You can apply this. Data BS theme is equal to dark. Very recently, they changed this. Actually, in old version, that means in 5 itself, old version, they used to have carousel dark. But they very recently, just few weeks or month back, they changed this to carousel theme. So that means latest some changes will happen in that. You see now here, I will put into the carousel those option like here, I will add data BS theme is equal to what? Dark. That means it is nothing but, you see buttons are now darker. Buttons are darker. You can clearly watch these buttons. Now buttons are darker, but see here, the buttons are not working. Currently buttons are not working. So I click the previous, it's not working. I click on next, it's not working. To make them work, you have to write these attributes. For this button, data BS slide. Slide what? Preview. And data BS target. Target is hash banners. Banners is the ID I given for the carousel. Huh? Carousel have an ID called banners. Data BS target is banners. Okay, what about next button? Data BS slide. Slide what? Next. And data BS target. Target is what? Banners. Okay, now the buttons are ready. Automatically slideshow will be happening. You click on previous, previous will come. You click on next, next will come. Next will come, previous will come. You can click them. If you leave, slideshow will be working. If you want, you can control them. These are called as what? Controls. Some people use with controls. Some people use without controls. Sometimes we use them. This is example with the controls. There is another option. Now what you can do is you can also use carousel indicators. Carousel indicators. Carousel indicator is nothing but if there are 10 advertisements, then how to reach to the 10th advertisement? 10 times you have to click next. 10 times you have to click previous. Generally, when we keep such slideshows, we also allow users to go directly which one he want. He want to go to fifth one, sixth one, directly he can choose. That's what indicators can do. So we have carousel indicators. Carousel indicators. This is only one class we are having. Carousel indicators. It have attributes. Attributes we have like data BS slide 2. Slide 2 0. That is index number. Actually, we give index number. Index number starts with 0. 0 refers to what? First slide. 0 refers to the first slide. Data BS slide to 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. You can give the index numbers. So indicators are also important in some situations. That means, for example, now user have to navigate to the next or navigate to the previous. Navigate to the next and previous only. You want indicators. Okay. After these buttons, we will keep a container and we will put a class called carousel indicators. Now, how many items are there? 3. Then we will put 3 buttons. Button 1, button 2, and button 3. We are keeping 3 buttons. Button 1, button 2, button 3. And you see now, indicators will come here like this. But they are not working currently. They are not correctly visible also. Why? Because for indicators, you have to apply the attributes data BS slide 2, slide 2 0. This is to the first one, right? It should go to the first one. What about this one? Data BS slide 2, slide 2 what? 1. Okay, another one. Data BS slide 2, slide 2 what? 2. And observe carefully now their appearance have to change a little bit. Now we need to put the target also. So data BS target. Target is what? Hash banners. We are using banners. This is required for all the buttons. That means these are the indicators we are having. Now you see they change. But still not done because out of these indicators, one indicator should be active. That means what you have to do is for one indicator, we will put a class as what? Active. Now you can see one indicator is darker. And now see what happens when the slides are changing, the indicator highlight also changing. Indicator highlight also changing. And you click on the first one, directly first one will come, last one will come. That means they are directly working with first and last combination. You click on which one, it will come. You can use previous button, you can use the next button, or you can use the indicator buttons. Directly you can use. If you leave them, automatically they change because they have a timing. If you want, you can control the timing also. I will copy this. This is another one. Means I am giving 3 levels without controls, with controls, with indicators and controls. 3 levels of there. Another option is there. Another option is here note is you can control the timing of every slide in a carousel by using the attribute. You can use the attribute data BS interval is equal to some like 1000. Actually, 1000 is equal to 1 second. So 1000 is equal to 1 second. So 1 second. 1000 is nothing but actually what this 1000 is 1000 milliseconds. 1000 milliseconds equal to 1 second. That's how you calculate the thread process actually timings. So what you do now here, if you want to control the timing, because actually we haven't given any timing. And generally what I want is in the carousel, this is the first one. Second one, I don't want this much time. I want fast. We can set timing for every slide how you want. What you can do here, just we need to go to the item. Okay, here we are adding first item data BS interval. Interval is equal to 3000 milliseconds. And second item data BS interval is equal to 1000 milliseconds. Third item, I will give 5000 milliseconds. That means first one 3 seconds, second one 1 second, third one will be 5 seconds. You see now, when we set this, this is the first one. After that, second one 1 second only, fast. That means we are not allowing the second one to keep more time on screen. That second one is changing fast. That depends on how you define. So that is the carousel, how you can control the carousels. That is with the interval. We are using with interval. This is the carousel with the interval. This is enough for today. You have to try this, right? Then tomorrow you are going to see more good options, like we will learn nav bars, how to create responsive nav bars, collapse and other options. Tomorrow we will discuss about other components. Okay, na? You practice all these, right? At the end, on last day, I will take all the doubts if you have any doubts. Okay, then we will continue in tomorrow session. Okay, right.